Hi Phyllis Wheatley, this is Mrs. Durkee. I'm going to be your full remote 4th grade teacher this year. So what I wanted to do was briefly go over how to use some of the databases that we're going to use virtually. So you might remember Clever from last year. This is what the login page looks like. You're going to go to this website, clever.com/in/Woodbridge. Once you go there, you're going to see this. I gave all of the students in my class their Clever badge. So what you're going to do is click on that. And then it might ask you to have access to your camera. If it does, you're going to allow it. You're going to hold up your badge to the camera. It's going to read it, and then it will let you in to Clever. So I'm already logged in. Once you log in once, you're just going to click this, and it's going to take you to your Clever page. Now, I'm a teacher, obviously, so my Clever is going to look different than yours, but you'll see some icons. The E is for Edmentum, and the O is for Otus. You're going to click on Otus. Now Edmentum, you'll probably use at other times according for when your teacher assigns it. So when I go into Otus, this is where your online work is going to be stored. Now, like I said, your page will look different. If your teacher assigns like a blog, you might see that listed here. But for now, we're going to focus on this, and hopefully yours looks similar. So if a lesson is assigned, you would click on it, and I'm going to let you see what my shared read lesson looks like. So this is the chapter work we're going to read. We're going to start with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in 4th grade. So you'll see my directions at the top. The first thing I'm going to have you do is get on Zoom at 12:30. Again, this might be different if you're in a different class, but for my class, that's the time we're going to try to get on Zoom. The link always stays the same. Now after the Zoom, after the lesson, I have some other options. I have your vocabulary words here. If you click on that, it gets bigger, and you can see the definition and how to spell it. I also might include the daily reading in case you want to reread and to be reminded about what we read. Then at the end of the lesson, for reading and for math, I'm going to have a question. This is basically your reading workbook. So you see at the top, here are my questions. I also recorded me reading it, just in case you might be stuck on a word. Use absurd. And then you're going to come down here and type your answer. So what I would like is, if you see here, this is a number 1, you're going to type a number 1, just like I did, and then put your answer. So it asks for 2 sentences, so you would just type your 2 sentences out. Once you're done with that, do a little space and do answer for number 2, which is here. That way our work is a little organized. When you're done, you're going to scroll down. Oh, let me go back in. You're going to scroll down and hit submit, which is right there. Then I can see your work. So I also might post like super sentence help, especially at the beginning of the year. It's kind of like an anchor chart you might see in the classroom, but it's virtual. And then I also have a direction to go to the blog, which is here. So you can't click on this to go to the blog. What you're going to do is come over here and find the icon that says blog. So the blog is like a diary, but everybody can read it. So you're going to click on Charlie, which is what we're reading. And here's your question. You're going to add a comment, which is your answer. So for this case, I had it set up that everybody in the class can see your answer. So it's just kind of like a way, like a message board for you to give me feedback on the story. There are other things in here that your teacher might have you use. There's a poll they might assign. It's just a question to get feedback. There's assessments we're going to do later in the year, but to start off, you're really going to focus on the lessons and in my class, the blog. And then you'll have all your classes on here: reading, math, science, and social studies. Again, to get on Otus, you go to Clever and then click on the icon that looks like that.